Good morning, Rebels, and welcome back to my life. It's Thursday, which means that it's time for me to remind you to sign up for my email newsletter if you want it, and if you haven't already signed up. It goes out every Friday morning, and this week I'm going to be showing off the new cover of the next book that I'm going to be putting out and giving you a whole bunch of info on that, which I will bring up in the vlog eventually, but my emails are always the best place. Alright, so I gotta record this one quick because my kids are outside and I need to be taking care of them, and right now I've got them watching a TV show, which I really hate to do, and it's just a temporary measure so that I can record this because I've got so much stuff to do today. Alright, so as you know, I only started doing this vlog like a couple of weeks ago, and as you're probably also aware, it's not like the most professional. I don't have a nice set. I'm in my closet. I don't have a great camera, although I'm saving up for one, and I really don't know what's happening with my hair. I'm getting it cut. It's today. It's too much. So I started talking to a friend about it, and he was like, well, why don't you watch Vlogbrothers and see if you can pick up any tips about how they run a channel? And then I was like, what are you talking about? And then he was like, what? I don't know why I'm wearing headphones. I said I wasn't going to be wearing headphones, and it wasn't even playing the audio back to me. It was just, Anyway, so my friend pointed me to the Vlogbrothers video, and so I've spent the last week or so just devouring like 2 years worth of videos in like, a few days time. They are simultaneously inspiring and really depressing because I'll probably never make anything that good. Yeah, see, that's my kid knocking on the door, trying to interrupt my recording, so I'll be right back. Hey, sweetie.
Hey.
Can you go play with your brother in your room?
Yeah.
Okay. I love her. Anyway, so I learned like a metric crap ton of information from the Vlogbrother videos. I mean, Hank and John are like, oh my god. Like, I considered myself a little bit of an intellectual, but those guys are disgusting. It's not okay with me. And considering how smart they are, I was really surprised when I was watching one of their videos yesterday and Hank said this.
Does time really speed up as you get older?
Yes.
And I imagine you've already noticed this happening, and I don't know why it happens, and I'm not a big fan of it.
This shocked me because this, to me, is like the easiest question in the world. And like, I figured this out for myself a long time ago, and I don't understand why it's not so plain and simple to see. So to, in some very tiny measure, repay Hank and John for what they do for us every Tuesday and Friday, I'm going to explain why all human beings live in a time warp that goes faster and faster until your inevitable death. I think I said inevitable, but that was a long line and it took me a while to get it right, so I'm just gonna roll with that. Think about the earliest time in your life that you can remember. Like, can you remember how long it felt like it took before you could go to school? And then after that, it took forever for you to get to high school. And then once you got to high school, things were going a little bit faster, but you still couldn't wait to be done and like out and into college and into the world and free. And then you wanted college to last longer. I mean, all of the parties and the unhealthy amount of drinking that you probably did and the semi-attractive people you were hanging out with, that was awesome, but then it was kind of over too fast. And then one day, a few years later, you wake up and you realize you've been stuck in the same job forever and you'd better turn this into a career or just resign yourself to a life of endless monotony. And then you blink and you're married with a couple of kids and now they're going through school, and from there it's just a dwindling spiral. Grandkids? I'm way too young for that. What do you mean retirement? I'm only 65. And then before too long, well, all of my friends and spouse are dead. Guess it's just a matter of time before Wow, this keeps getting dark. Here's a picture of my dog when he was just a puppy. The explanation for why this happens this way is actually incredibly simple, and Hank probably just overlooked it or never thought about it too hard, and you might have done the same thing. See, every human only understands the universe through our own perception of it. Like, we can't truly understand things from anything outside of our own limited viewpoint. I'm not saying you can't learn from other people and their experiences and like books that they've written and whatever, but all you really know is what you've seen for yourself and heard and experienced from the universe with all of your own senses. Now, you could say that one of the senses is the passage of time. Like, you can tell just innately when a few seconds have gone by or when an hour or a year. But that is your perception of that time, and you can only relate it to your own experience. As Hank Green himself loves to point out, we're actually kind of terrible with thinking with the reality of numbers. We just get them from our own perception, which is one of the reasons why math is so awesome. It breaks past the limitations of our perception with definite laws, and this is the way that things actually work, and when you translate these into the real world, they achieve a result. Your whole life is always your whole life. It always seems like it's taken eternity because for you, it has. When you go from the age of nothing to 5, that's eternity, even though it's only 5 years. But then what about when you're 20? The next 5 years is just another 25% of the lifespan that you've already lived. How about when you're 30 or 50 or 80? So if your life from your own limited viewpoint is eternity, then individual units of time like minutes or seconds or hours keep getting to be a smaller and smaller percentage of eternity every single day. Another way to think of it is like a tetherball swinging around a pole. Wow, tetherball. tetherball, dating myself. At first, the ball takes these big, wide swings around the pole, and each swing is a rotation of the Earth around the sun. But even though the Earth keeps taking the exact same big, wide swing every year, we perceive it more like a tetherball, where it goes faster and faster and faster the closer it gets to the ball. Time is the centrifugal force that speeds up our rotation around the sun from our own perspective. Let me stress again, the older that we get. Ball just keeps spinning faster and faster until boom, you're dead. Which could be kind of depressing if you want it to be, but there's totally another message you can take out of it. That message is that your life is never going to seem longer than it is right now. Well, now, whatever moment of now you happen to be existing in now. You've got a plan to build a career that's going to take you a year or 5 years. Well, that length of time is never going to seem longer than it does right now, so get started. A year seems like a whole lot more time right now than it will seem when you're old and your hip is broken and you're lying on death's doorstep. Stop making this dark. It's supposed to be a happy, hopeful, uplifting video. I hope this explains why your life seems to be going faster the longer that it is. And I do hope you take the hopeful message away from it, which is that if you want to do things, you'll never think that you have more time to do them than you do right now. That's it for today's message, Rebels. I did not get any writing done yesterday. I've been taking care of my kids all day. It's been fun. But my son's almost over the chicken pox. Yay! I'll see you all again tomorrow. Bye.